soste dokisen. I am Kargo Charisu. In English words, good morning ma'am and classmates. I am Kalago Charis. So for today's video, I am going to report about the Japan's haiku. But before we proceed, let's go back first to the history about the Japan's haiku. History of haiku. So first, in Japan, in the 15th century, poetic form ringa blossom. So ringa was a dignified academic poems. So in the 16th century, instead of ringa, it was haikai, humorous poem that became popular. Then haikai, poets used plays on words and treated preferably things of daily life where ringa doesn't found interesting. Then the first verse of ringa and haikai is called haiku. Then haikai poets sometimes presented their haikus as independent poems. So these were the origin of haiku. So from the word nga haikai and haiku, so gikuha diri nakuha ang hai, which is kaning hai. Then diri sa haiku gikuha ang ku. So is equals to hai plus ku is equals to haiku. Then now let's proceed to what is or the definition of haiku, or what is a haiku. So haiku is the most popular form of poetry in Japan, or it is it is a form of poetry which is originated in Japan. Then also a haiku is a traditional form of poetry in Japanese that consists of 3 lines and containing 17 syllables. So another definition of haiku. So a haiku is a short poem that uses a specific writing pattern of lines and syllables. So haikus are usually written to write or describe about the feeling of scene, animal, seasons, and often focus on nature or about nature. So what's the most shocking is that haiku, or this poetry, it does not need to rhyme. So from the word nga, it doesn't need to be rhyme. So mura kag gadula ka sa mga words kanang dili siya kailangan nga kanang naa siya tugma sa ending nga word sa each line. I have here examples. So first example and then the second example. So that's it. So I'll show to you the format or pattern that are created of a haiku poems. So this is it, the illustration or the format. So haiku poems are created using this format or pattern. So in line number 1, or the first line, contains 5 syllables, while the second line contains 7 syllables. And lastly, the third line contains 5 syllables. So this is a format or pattern in making a haiku poem or poems. So that's it. That's the pattern or format. Then we all know or kanang na ang haiku poems is composed of 3 lines and 3 lines. So the challenge is kanang you must put the poems or poems meaning and imagery, or from the word nga image murag na picture out nila ang taga words sa inyong poem or sa haiku nga poem. So auto siya na sila yung makita or na picture out. So in the reader's mind, or that composed or contains of only 17 syllables and 3 lines of poetry. So that's it. So a haiku or a haiku poems kind, it has or a goal of a haiku. So na goal ang haiku. So to get to suggest large ideas using few words. It usually includes mga images from nature or involving seasons. So in short, sweet, simple is equals to haiku, which is ang iyang pattern kay 5, 7, 5 syllables. So that's it. That is the haiku, or that is the mean of a haiku poem in Japan. So I will give you I will show to you the steps on how to write a haiku. So first step number 1, select a type of haiku if unsa ba siya, or about seasonal, nature, or other type. Then step 2, pick a topic. So if pick a topic kay, for example, it is about nature, so ang topic mo is forest. So that's it. Step 2, pick a topic. And step 3, what observation do you want to make, or kanang kasi imong angay i-message, or angay nimong ibuhat anak nga topic nimo, or angay nimo nga mga words, or i-describe or observe from the word observation to make in that topic that you choose sa step 2. Then step 4, kanang start writing, count the syllables, and center your poem on this lesson. So, ang lesson na to, which is haiku poems. So, that's it. That's it. So, short, sweet, and simple is equals to haiku. So, that's it. A haiku. And now, let me share to you the one of the famous, one of the haiku writers in Japan, which is Basho Matsuo. So, who is Basho Matsuo? So, he is a famous poet in Edo period in Japan. So, and also, he's the first great poet in the 16th and 17th century in Japan. He is regarded as the as the master of haiku. Then one of his famous haiku is about a frog jumping into water. So Basho Matsuo kay he was called as the Kinsaku in childhood, and Matsuo Munifusa in the later days. So letting you know that Basho's father is a low-ranking samurai from the Iga province. So to be a samurai, so ni service si Basho for the local Lord Tudo Yoshitada, or si Shingen. So fan of writing si Yoshitada of haikai, ito siya nahikayat or na-encourage ni Yoshitada na to begin writing a poetry under the name of Subo. So during the days or during the years, si Basho made many travels through Japan, and one of the most famous is when he went to the north, where he wrote Okonohosimichi in 1694. So in his last trip, last trip niya, so he died in Osaka. But write a last haiku that indicates that he was still traveling and writing as he lay down dying. So mo na siya ingon siya nga mo na siya. Then so I will show to you one of his famous haiku of him. So mo na siya, famous haiku form. So that's it. So mo na siya. So furo sa Japanese pa, furo ikiya, an old pant which contains of 5 syllables. Kawazu tobikumo, frog jumps in, 7 syllables. Mizuno oto, the sound of water. So kung kakuan pa, the old pond, a frog jumps in, sounds of water. From Matsuo Basho. So that's it. That's the end of my reporting, and arigato. I hope you listen carefully and learn from my report. Thank you, and God bless.